back, another 4-minute tutorial. Got Nick Fury here. Let's jump right in, taking a quick look at some of the great stuff Nick Fury can do. He's well known for his great bleeding, which we're seeing quite a bit of that right here. But you also see he can keep evaders from evading. Can also take away debuffs. He has quite a lot of stuff he can do. But let's jump right into the tactical advantage charges now. This is the big part of him properly doing these. He gains a charge when hit is one way to gain them. He can also gain 4 when an S1 is used as another way to gain them. That's the two main ways to get them. So not getting hit isn't always the best way. So we'll get more into that. But when you're at 5, you'll see he can't be evaded at this part. Great way to deal with Nightcrawler, those other tricky guys. We also see they drop off though. I'm going to get into that in a minute, how to keep them up. At 10, if you knock them down through a special and or through, you see the purification through a heavy, they were purified, including the damaging debuffs. He always has the ability to take off non-damaging, but at 10. At 15, his attacks are unblockable, as we see, and it stays there as long as he got 15 to 19 charges. Unblockable attacks the rest of the fight. If you hit 20, then you get Furious, and you see that Fury going on up there, where he gets a huge, in this case, over 4,000 attack rating for that bit. The only way to keep him from dropping off is to have an active Fury. Two main ways to do it is the Awakening ability, which after the first life is gone, you have that active Fury. The other way requires Heimdall and Angela or Hela synergy. You just dash back, hold it for block it for 1.5 seconds, and you got that Fury for the rest of the time. Well, now you see how the timer's not going down. So that's the way to keep those charges up. Waste, inflict, bleed, a main thing Fury is known for. And with the light attack, you see that high damage going on over the course of 1 second right there. So it's high levels, but quick. So it's hard to stack them like this. Mediums, they do less, but they're over 6 seconds. If you are trying to stack them, it's easier with mediums, especially if you're going off of non-stunning them as far as intercept, stuff like that. So if you're close to getting an internal, which I'll get to in a moment, easier to do with mediums. Easiest way to stack those with heavies. They do way less damage than lights or mediums, but they go for 12 seconds. So landing that, so they're easier to stack, which can also help you get internal bleeds, as we just saw happen right there. Once we get a total of 8 bleeds, it's converted to internal, which goes for over 30 seconds. Positives of this is when internal bleed is active, all the opponent's bleed debuffs have increased for 0.2 seconds per tactical charge, which means you can get a lot more bleed damage going. So you get that internal bleed going, start doing those medium ending on a light or even on a medium, you're going to see a lot more bleed damage going and maximize it. S2, Special 2 can also stack 4 bleeds. And I'll get more into the special 2 in that section. Here's some non-dependent on charges. So you can purify the non-damaging debuffs as we see when you knock them down. And that does not depend on charges. Here, when you're attacking those with auto block, like Medusa or Iron Man and Infinity War, if they go to auto block, you're not going to get stunned. How many times have we missed it, try to push our luck, and got stunned and punished? This, you don't have to worry about it with Nick Fury. Once again, not charge dependent, which is great. Some extra good utility right there. You see him just keep going till we can back off safely. Awaken ability is huge with Nick Fury. You don't need a lot of SIG, even though mine has I've duped him a few times, but it goes to that second life. You saw how the one went up to 0 and you saw how it was purified. That gives them that Fury charge. That gives them that extra utility without the synergy, which can be somewhat replicated with the synergy too. So now, so it also causes the disorient, the S1. S2 is one of the better specials because it gives 4 stacks of bleed. Given the good amount of damage, it can also create a stun, as we saw right there as well. Then we got that 3. If you got internal bleeds going, if you have Nick Fury's Fury going, you get some serious attack damage going on as well. Some tips to use. Need the active Fury to shine. So one of those 2 ways I covered, rewind a few times if you need to go through it again, you need to keep those Fury on to make him shine. Tip 2, parry medium heavy twice in a row to get those internal bleeds. It goes for 30 seconds. A lot of benefits in keeping your opponent bleeding. So do an internal bleed every once in a while. Tip 3, primarily do combos ending in light. Gives a lot more damage than ending on a medium overall. So don't forget to click that icon over there on the top left and subscribe to the video. Subscribe to MCOC Al Bundy Rules. Watch another video if you got time.